City Skylines 2 just added offshore oil to the game, so let's use it to make tons of money like a great petrol state. Of course we play on normal mode, using the map Lakeside Harbor, simply because it has the most oil out of any maps. Here we have it, this is the oil layout of the map. Sure, there are some that is under land, but I really want to see these offshore rigs in action, and for that, these 3 deposits seem perfect. Oh, in case the US government is watching, it's just vegetable oil, man. Don't worry, nothing to invade here. Let's build the harbor for it here, and all we really need is to go into the specialized industry. There we have offshore oil drilling. Let's just pick it and put it somewhere here on the shore. There we go, that's the base unit. It's kind of mountainous here. I don't like that, but as a greedy oil corporation, I already know the best way to solve this. We could go over here to the other side where there's flat terrain, but why would we do that if we can just grab this layer height and just destroy all the nature around us? That's exactly how we want to have it, and later we can build even more infrastructure behind it. So let's start with that. We need road access, so I built out a small grid. We can later add utilities, and then at some point we will for sure need an outside connection. So let's get in some highway, connected up here to the mainland, and I added some small interchange for it. Next, a quick transformer station, a water tower, as well as a sewage outlet. Here we can just dump everything into the beautiful ocean. So this station is no longer complaining about anything, so let's get things started. Oil Harbor Pier, that sounds nice, let's get it in. These are a lot of station for ships, but I am sure we will need it at some point. And I guess it is just as easy as going here, semi-submersible oil plant. Do we have a radius? Yes, there is a radius how far we can build them, but it covers all the oil we want to get to. So I guess let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4. How many can we build here? I'm not sure if the oil will ever be depleted. Also, these are free. How are oil platforms free? But I guess that's nice. So I'm just spamming them in here. So we have 12 oil platforms now. Connect all of them up with shipping lanes. I guess that should be sufficient. And then it is as easy as taking an old tanker route. I guess let's just go here, go over to an oil platform. How many of these can I connect? Can I connect all of them? Not sure. Let's just take 4 right now, and then take the second terminal and connect all the other ones. That's 8 in total. Not sure how much oil a single ship can handle, but we'll see. Is that sufficient to produce oil? And where do these boats come from? Let's take a look and see. It's really weird. There's not really any boats spawning in. I guess it might be because we have no people. So let's try to get workers in. After all, it needs 106 employees and it has minus 90% efficiency. Luckily, the wind is going in the perfect direction. So let's just drag out that road we already have and build a massive grid. Only workers are supposed to live here. Spam in a bit of high density housing, some low rent housing, and medium density around. These things are starting to zone, so it looks like people will move in. And with that, will we get ships and will people work here? Oh yes, we already have 57, 58 employees, and suddenly we're making a profit, and we're getting oil in storage without having any ships. So for some reason, that oil over here is just sent wirelessly directly to our oil station. How nice is that? Oh, and here are the first ships. Let's take a look at those. Here they come. Just 2 oil tankers for all these platforms. It says transporting. It doesn't say how much they transport. Do these oil platforms have a storage level? No, they don't. So I guess everything is just beamed over there and it doesn't matter how many you connect with each line. At least it seems like that. It might be wrong. But our oil storage is filling up fast and apparently it's profitable. We have a lot of people moving into the city, into these homes. There's only one job, which is the oil industry, and it's making $250,000 a month. Apparently they're paying 44,000 in taxes. Let's see if that's true. Not really. They're paying 28,000 in taxes. That's a colossal fuck up. I mean, here we can clearly see 28,000 in industrial taxes. Here it's telling us that they're paying 45,000 in taxes. So why? Why are these values off? It does not make sense. There's not any other industrial building in my city. But anyway, it's still making good money. And I'm sure we can improve it. For now, it seems like everything's just going into storage. I wonder what's happening once the storage here is full. Oh, it just went down. Does that mean we are exporting oil? Let's look at the production panel at oil. It seems like we have a surplus. I'm not sure if it says anything about exporting. And also, how would they export? Are there any trucks? Oh yeah, oil trucks are transporting stuff. That one here is transporting 20 tons out of the city. So that's working. Okay, we got that going. They are still complaining about not enough employees, but it should be fine soon. It's producing 900 tons of oil a month. And it just seems like every time we get close to being filled up, it's exporting some oil again. Production just went down. Is that because we don't have the export capacity? Let's see what happens if we add a large oil tank farm. Just place it right here next to it. That increases the balance of how much we can store, but not really of the amount of vehicles we have in use for exporting oil. So now storage is just filling up a bit more and production is still the same. Looking at the production panel, we now have some stuff that is exported. 120 tons. It's unclear to me where the rest goes. It really might be a limitation of how much we can export, but let's double check. So we're making like 800 tons a month. What happens if we add some more oil platforms and we can add these ones here that we can just connect up with pipes? So let's just add these here, and apparently they're producing 700 tons a month. How much would the big one make? Also 700, so no difference. And then just connect it up. The snapping for this one is really annoying, but I got it to work. It really did not increase the production at all. We're exporting more now, but also I'm not sure where that would show. Possibly in the profit margin here. Also, I'd really like this zone to level up. I'm not sure what that means. Let's try if we can make that happen by making people more happy. So let's add a small medical clinic and a crematorium. Hopefully people will be happier then. And I guess we could export more oil by just building another one of these stations. So what happens if we just go ahead, build another one, connect it up to the same road, and then I just want to take the pipe ones, go from here to over there. Does that work? No, I can't really connect them up. Can I? No, I can't. And it seems like I also can't connect them up to these oil drilling rigs that are already connected to something else. So let's just build two more, take these oil pipes, connect them up. Then this station should also be making a lot of oil per month. All these numbers just don't make sense. It's saying 23 tons per month. One of these stations, I mean, if I go right here, they are apparently making 800 tons per month. Or maybe it's just a surplus from all the stations I have. Not so sure about that, but I definitely need to connect many more of these up. So let's go ahead. That should make it work. And yes, the number is increasing. 50 tons per month, 60 tons per month, 90 tons per month. So I guess one thing is very, very obvious. These offshore oil platforms make a lot more oil than just these smaller stations that one can just put down. But they're easier to handle because they don't need any ships. Let's build more of them. After all, we are still losing money and this episode is not gonna end until we make tons of profits. Honestly, all this works is horrible. If I click this platform here to select the oil pipes, they don't connect with these ones. I need to connect this station where I also build these platforms, then use the oil pipes. I'm just so struggling with these oil pipes, and the problem is this. Look, if you click on one station and build an oil platform with it, like I have with these ones, you can see all these highlight up. I can't connect it with these other stations, so I need to delete all of them again. Then select this station over here, click oil tower, and spam more down of these ones. It's also really weird that they are free. I mean, I'm happy about it. I'm just a greedy oil company here. Sure, they should be free. But why? why can I just spam down so many of these? They should cost millions. And finally I got them connected up. Look at that, we have a whole army of oil platforms. And now check it out. Over here we are producing still only 280 tons of oil per month. But it's paying taxes and it's profitable. But our city is far from profitable and we're losing population. Why is that? Also, why is it raining all the time? In every video it's raining. But I guess let's just continue. The issue might be that there's not enough jobs. So let's build out some industry. Maybe these will consume more oil. Let's take a look. They are definitely zoning in fast. And I guess we could offer in some shops. They could also sell some of these oil products. My people are mostly complaining about high crime risk. Okay, man, it's just 300 of you. Maybe you're the problem yourself, but you get a small police station. Hope that helps. Not sure why there's a lot of crime at these oil ports. Maybe because they're making 200,000 a month in profit. And now let's check out these factories. Metal ore to metals, wood to timber, stone to concrete, grain to petroleum, steel to machinery, livestock to convenience foods, petrochemicals. Why is there no one using oil? Shouldn't oil be the cheapest thing in the city? I mean, now we're exporting 720 tons and using some for our own industry, but the amount of export doesn't really matter because these companies are still paying the same amount of taxes as before. Not much changed here, but at least these changes are adding more population to our city. And all the time there are these oil trucks leaving that are exporting 20 tons of oil each. Yeah, that could be faster. Could we fix that with storage yards? I mean, let's build one here, okay? It can store a lot of stuff. It has employees. I'm not sure if it has its own trucks, but shouldn't that one store oil now? Not sure. We'll just monitor it. Oh, here we go. The truck is actually delivering right now over here to the storage yard. Here we can take a look. The next truck is coming. It will probably, yep, just go to the storage yard. Not so sure what that does and how it works from here, but that way they should be able to export their stuff faster. I wonder if we can get this storage really filled up by adding more oil platforms. I mean, we can just go ahead and spam down more of these here next to the shipping lane, connect it back up and create a brand new route, which of course isn't working because pathfinding is failing. Why is pathfinding failing? Why can't you get here? Is it because they're too close together? Let's quickly check. Not sure. It's not really working. Also, I can't delete these lines here. It's really weird. Let's just try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe that's better. Then we just do this, connect them up. Oh, there's dolphins here. What are you? Or like some whales. Yeah, it's a whale. Pretty cool. First time seeing them, but we're getting so distracted. Let's try again. Now pathfinding is working. Here we go. Now we got the next line on it. That should increase production. I'm not so sure if it actually does increase the production. Sure, there are some more ships around now, but production still looks very similar with 840 tons. But we got distracted and suddenly we're profitable. It's coming from commercial taxes though. Who's making these profits? Pharmaceuticals. And sure, industrial is still strong, mostly with profits from chemicals, which I guess are made using crude oil. But I want to make tons of money with the crude itself. And while these singular companies are profitable, I want them paying more in taxes. I have at least one more trick up my sleeve, but first let's exploit all the oil that we can. Build out another road, get in another one of these stations, build it out, and then I'm going to get in more oil stations on this area that we have not used yet. Really just as many as we can. That's packed. Same thing, we're gonna need them connected with shipping routes, and then we can just go ahead, set in a new route, connect all of them up and all the way back. That should surely add more employees and more production. Somehow not. There's still only 9 people working here and we're producing 50,000 tons of oil. Crazy. Why is this not updating? I mean, it's not that much less oil platforms than over there. Does the storage make a difference? Like, let's put some down here. Also, I doubt that that the number of boats make a difference, but I'll just try anyway, adding another boat route here, and we can just see what happens. Not much, but at least the oil is still sent over via Bluetooth. No boats are docked here, but we're getting oil. How nice is that? I'd guess here as well, increasing storage will not make any real difference. The storage station in between here is getting filled up a bit, and the station here on the right with just the pipes, it's making some good profit. But the thing is this, these companies pay tax but still have massive profits. So I guess we should be able to go to the industrial industry of crude oil and increase the taxes to 30%. These companies should still be profitable. Yeah, it now says they're paying more taxes. They're still profitable. Same with this one. Same with this one that's still only producing 50 tons a month of crude oil. But now at least we're making 140k in crude oil taxes. We're slowly getting somewhere, making progress. There's also some traffic jams going on here right now. So let's quickly build a new option, how to get off the highway. And then let's take a step back. We are already exploiting all of these oil fields. Our city's profitable, but honestly, not that crazy profitable. We're making 130,000 from crude oil tax. That's more than we get from residents, but still less than we get from commercial. Those ones are just making tons of money. And we're also spending lots of money on healthcare, also on electricity. Is there a way to make electricity from oil in the game? There's wind? No. Coal? Of course not. Gas? Maybe. Battery? No. Coal? No. Geothermal? No. Solar? No. Nuclear? No. Hydroelectric? No. Is there gas in the game? Let's check this one out. Gas power plant. Put it in here. It uses petrochemicals. I guess that's kind of oil. Let's quickly give it more water. And look at the production tab. Petrochemicals need oil and ores, and then we can produce them. The power plant we just built actually is making our profits because we're exporting electricity, and maybe we can solve that even more by mining some ores. There's not that many places for it, but like, how about up here? Get in some ore mining as well as a second one. Connect everything up with roads, then here to the highway. I guess they also want electricity. Good thing we have a lot of that. And I'm also drawing in a massive sewage line across the entire map. Now these ore fields mining the mountain should be up for production. Let's look back here. We should see this deficit soon going down. Oh yes, here it comes. We're slowly adding ore production. Now the profits look more like it. We're making profits from electricity now, and we're fully reliant on our own ores. We're even exporting some of them now. And I just realized I made a massive mistake. Earlier I was looking at chemicals instead of petrochemicals, and these ones are apparently made from grain, which we're also all importing. I don't want to build out a whole city. I only want to make profit from oil, but maybe that helps to turn oil into petrochemicals. So let's quickly build out some grain farms. And here we go. The production deficit is fully resolved. We're now also exporting grains. Maybe that makes petrochemicals cheaper. Maybe that will increase our profits. We'll see. But one thing is for sure, if we look at our oil platforms, they're still producing tons of oil. They're still profitable, but they're paying the high taxes without complaining about it. So we're making 180,000 from crude oil right now. I guess let's just expand on that. We already learned how to destroy nature. So let's just continue. There are some oil deposits here. Let's destroy the entire nature around it. Also look at these new nice water physics. Everything is so fast. Unless I click terraform, then it stops. It flows in. Then we have some oil here. Let's destroy all the nature around it, and water promptly flows in. I guess that's sufficient. Let's just build a new oil company for this one. Get out the pier. Somehow this is not really connected up. Try again. Get out the pier. Get in a bunch of oil platforms. Also on the other side, get in shipping lanes. Also on the other side, and then connect everything up. Of course, one boat line is enough for all of them. And we're instantly generating lots of taxes. Looks like by now we need more services. So let's give them a recycling center and a better medical clinic. And the thing is, we still have so many nice oil fields over here that we haven't even touched yet. So let's just repeat the entire thing we just did. Flatten an entire island. Get in 2 oil ports. Oh, there's some oil under these beautiful islands. Guess there's nothing we can do about it. That was kind of satisfying. Get in roads. Connect it up with the outside world. Just all the way here. Electricity, water and sewage. Get in tons of oil platforms wherever there's space for it. Connect all of them up. Build out the pier. Connect the shipping route. Oh man, this is a lot of oil platforms to connect. And the final step is making lots of money. From oil, we're now making 360,000. That's as much as we're paying for healthcare and garbage combined. It's pretty good, but I have a final question. You know, we've always been looking at these oil deposits. And over here, there's not really any left. But do we even need oil? Let's just build a port, make the connection, do all the same things we did before. Right now it has 0 employees, 0 cost, nothing. Build an oil platform. That oil platform still does not have any cost and we can connect it up. I guess now we're still waiting for a company to rent it. No one wants this station without any oil. What happens if I add one more over here? Yes, now we suddenly have oil production. Apparently quite a lot. We also have profits. Now it's switched up. It's still saying that we're producing oil, but it's saying we're making a loss and we're not getting anything into the storage because we are not producing oil. We can add the second route here to this other oil drilling rig. So the costs come fully from wages and like some fees. Now we should at least be making oil for real. Yes, it's slowly coming in. It was worth checking it out. So yeah, you actually need oil deposits to make oil. I wanted to check in City Skylines, maybe they missed something, but it looks like all is well. Looking at our profits, it's quite good. Production wise, we have a massive surplus of oil. We are only exporting 1/3 of what we're producing. I'm wondering, would a cargo harbor change any of that? I mean, we can just get one in right here. The shipping routes are already connected. Oh, I think I can already see it coming. We have an oil truck right here that is bringing oil to this harbor. Look at it. We now have 20 tons of crude oil and there is a ship coming that's bringing beverages and textiles. It's not exporting anything. I guess it will take a bit of time until the crude fills up right here. The crude is really filling up, but I wonder, is there a faster way? If we try getting in like a small port, there are these tank farms, but I also could not lie pipes directly to the export port. They all have to go through these trucks. I'm not a massive fan of that, but there's now already 200 tons of crude oil and the ship is taking on the first bit of it, 30 tons. The next one is exporting 60 tons. It's not really resulting in any more being exported really, because the bottleneck is still these trucks that can only transport 20 tons of oil per truckload. I really don't get why there isn't an easier way to export all that oil here. I mean, I'm supposed to be making 900 tons per month, but how can I get it out of my city if I only have 5 trucks that can export oil? I guess we will never find out. Let me know in the comments if you know it. But at least we're now making between 300,000 and 400,000 from crude oil. Oil alone seems not to be a good strategy to make a lot of money. At least the offshore oil version. For context, these old oil drilling rigs, they also have 5 vehicles to export. They also have the capacity to make a lot of oil in rather small areas. So I mean, if I just go here like this, it can make 170 tons of oil. Oil can be profitable if you really try hard, but you might not be able to build the ideal petrol state.